this is
I mean, that's what you were, that's what we had.
All right, we're live.
You know, several years.
At 6 p.m. Meeting of order, shall I join me for a moment of silence? And the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk and roll.
Trustee Mann.
Here.
Trustee Berger.
Present.
Trustee Fountain.
Here.
Trustee Lindhorst. Trustee Mao.
Here.
Trustee Churchill.
Present.
And Mayor Kimsey.
Thank you. Very much. Is there any public announcements this evening? Mr. Public Announcement, do you have anything? Don't make it up, don't make it up.
We need to walk out in this Saturday at Edgewood Country Club.
One public comment on agenda topics, Mrs. Judd?
I have a question on the warrants to the extent of, I was looking at things and I noticed that on the warrants, that the employees that are given a uniform allowance are given that check the very first month of the year. But throughout the year, you see where the village is paid different, what I would call uniform items, but I don't know what the village classifies as uniforms, and how they justify $500 and some dollars. And so I understand the police department, that would be an exception. Electric, I would think the village would furnish safety equipment, you know, different things such as that, but I don't know what the standards are. But I'd kind of like to have an answer to that.
Pat, that's one of the differences between which union it is.
It is, the electricians are required to wear smart-proof clothing, so their clothing is quite a bit more expensive. The operators union gets a set fee that's negotiated in the union contract. They get that at the beginning of the year to purchase clothes to wear to work. The guys that work out in the field are required to either wear the orange or the yellow shirts, jeans, and steel-toed boots. There are times that we purchase more boots for them again during the year because in water main breaks and items like that, the boots get soaked and worn out, and after a while they're just no good anymore. So we have in the past purchased additional pairs of boots for people that have worn out their boots because of water main breaks and stuff like that. But that's where.
How can I find out what each employee has been paid and what they've used that money on? Do they have to supply you with a receipt stating
No.
they spent $100 on jeans, or
We used to track all that.
$50 on t-shirts or whatever?
No, we used
So
to
they
track-
just get the money
They just
and
get the
they
money
spend
and
it
they-
however they see fit?
Exactly, because that was negotiated in the union contract. We used to try to keep track of all that, but it was a nightmare.
But that's also when they are required to wear those clothing to whenever they're working.
Exactly.
And if they don't, then I'm assuming they're being written up or however per the union contract.
If they wear a shirt and a pair of pants and those get torn and they can't wear them the next day, it's their responsibility to replace it. It's not our responsibility.
Thank you.
Also, I noticed that there was quite a few changes on the agenda from yesterday to today. I noticed yesterday when I read things that this new $2.50 thing that I'm very much against was for 1 year. I read it today and it's back to the 10-year. Yesterday I read that it was the way I understood what was on there was it was going to be on its own line. In other words, the electric rate, the sewer rate, the water rate, the green fee, and all of that. And the new fee was going to be listed separately. Did I misread that or not?
You're talking about changes to the documents, not the actual agenda, correct? You didn't see changes to the...
I'm sorry, I misstated, yes.
To the draft documents.
Yes, to the draft.
Those were changed.
So it is back to the 10-year, not
Yes.
for a 1 year.
It was Greg from Sorley wrote it up, and he used the ordinance for the flushing program as his basis, and that one said 12 months. And he wasn't, I think he was at the last meeting, but, yeah, but I
So
should,
it was the fellow that comes when you don't come?
Yes. I was on vacation last week, so he was helping to...
and then Terry called me and said, he goes, that thing says 12 months, and I said, that's not supposed to be 12 months, so I came back in and changed it.
Well, the document still isn't correct. I don't have any idea what the sewer rates have to do with the water rates.
The sewer rates are based off of your usage for water.
But what does that have to do with the $2.50? The resolution ordinance is incorrect because it states an incorrect document. It's stating the sewer rates, not the water rates. So, I mean, it is incorrect, but anyway.
Well, the version that they approved tonight, we'll look at it, but it should be the correct version. So.
I just looked at it a while ago. Do you change, how does that get changed?
I'm not seeing where you see sewer on here.
Yeah.
Well, let me find it here, because like I spent an hour and absolutely was just, I didn't understand anything, I knew that the resolution 1528 states that we must be given a 30-day notice, which y'all did change. That is changed in there now.
So that
because it doesn't go into effect until September 1st.
Correct.
Y'all did change that. The ordinance 2216 is sewer rates. It doesn't have anything to do with the water.
The references to a resolution 2216.
Pardon me? Dave, believe me, when I read all this yesterday, it was like, I don't know how you guys ever come to your conclusions. I mean, honestly, I don't know who proofreads the things. I just really don't. And my last comment is, I just don't know how we can afford to purchase a crossover vehicle when we can't even afford to pay to have our water tower painted. I just think we should take care of business that is needed now. And seems like to me that we just gave the Parks District the utility vehicle that the police department got, the four-wheeler, and the Parks Department bought an alligator. I'm not sure, I can't keep up with it all, but just seems like to me we spend money and we don't even take care of what we have.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Moving on to the consent agenda, do I have a motion to put the consent agenda on the table? Have a second?
Second.
Trustee Miles made a motion, second by Trustee Gerger. Questions or comments regarding the minutes or the warrants? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you take the roll?
Trustee Mann?
Yes.
Trustee Gerger?
Yes.
Trustee Fountain?
Yes.
Trustee Mao?
Yes.
Trustee Churchill?
Yes.
Old business is an item that's held. We have no action on that item. Under new business, item number 1 is a resolution establishing a water tank maintenance fee for the village of Chatham. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Trustee Miles made a motion, Trustee Mann has made a second.
And there is, yes, there does appear to be a scrivener's error in there. It should be resolution 23-16, not 22-16. That's just in the whereas, it's referencing the previous flushing program fee that was in existence. It doesn't have anything to do with putting the fee on for the new water tank maintenance, which is in section 2 of the resolution. But we can correct that for the final version. I think it's just a scrivener's error, we can correct it.
Okay. Questions, comments regarding the resolution?
You know, you probably would better do a motion to amend to avoid any
I'll make a motion to amend the resolution per Jeff's changes.
Correct, scrivener's error. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Additional conversation, questions, comments regarding the resolution?
So Pat,
Yes,
is there going to be able to be a separate line on there?
there is not. I checked with Sherry, there is not room to add that to our bill.
I mean, with what's on the back of it, I don't see where we would add, the back of our bills are already full of stuff, I don't see where we would even add it.
We don't break out anything on the water, it's just, you know, you have a fixed fee, and then you have how much the fee is for your usage. We don't have that broke out. If sometime in the future you guys want to look at redesigning that and maybe eliminating some things or going to a 2-page bill, but right now, we can't do it, so.
Additional discussion?
Mayor, just for the record, this does create the water tank maintenance fee, adds an additional $2.50 per month, and it is for a period of 10 years, as set forth in the resolution.
And Pat, you know, with the 10 years that's shown, or as that may be amended down the road, you know, that's based on sort of worst-case scenario, where we believe the bids could go. But, you know, until we get the engineering completed, get the proposals put together, we receive the bids, we know what the rate is going to be for the bond, and so forth, then all this may end up changing as far as the time period.
It very well could, as well as growth of the village.
Right.
More households, that's more people paying the $2.50 over those years, it pays it off soon. So, that's the hope.
So, you know, the one only other, I said this at our last meeting, I'll repeat it again. I mean, it does concern me that, you know, we raised the fee in the first place. And then you know, at the time, it was we're gonna do this for a calendar year to take care of a specific situation. And you know, here we are, a governmental entity that's gonna take that and hold on to it, you know. However, I'm in support of this because our water towers are not good, and I heard it, you know, out talking to the people, I heard it from several people, it's not, I feel like we're in a bad situation as a board regardless, and we need to do it, it needs to be done, and unfortunately, this is at least in this particular instance, we have a way to pay for it.
You have a couple of advantages of doing this way. To reinstate it, because it's for this purpose, down the line, somebody would have to identify and justify a project, the same way you guys are justifying the water tank maintenance. The other one, it does identify a specific revenue stream, which is the assistance when they want to look at financing.
Right. I mean, you know, like we said before, you know, if we can look for alternatives down the road to pay for this kind of thing, that would be great, but I'm gonna support it because of this, just that. It's sorely needed, and they're becoming eyesores, if not already eyesores for our community, so we need to address the situation.
I have one thing, I know we talked, and we talked a little before the meeting, but I remember we had talked about reaching out to the chamber and some of these other, have we done that at all, or did we decide not to do that?
For regarding,
We're going to the head of the water tower.
sorry.
I thought we talked about some of the businesses or some putting on the tower to relieve the cost.
Oh, we have to see what we have to do before I think you would need to.
Okay, well, I just didn't know if we reached out to the chamber's office.
As far as naming rights,
Yeah, or just in the interest at all to help with it, I don't know.
So I'll let you leave the charge.
Oh, you will? Oh, okay.
and I guess just to take it back a little bit, Jeff, is there anything that you think of off the top of the head that would prohibit that without going through other actions within state statutes that you're aware of?
No, I haven't ever had a community do that before.
Get sponsorship for water tower?
Yeah, doesn't mean that you can't do it. I mean, a lot of times you'll see park districts will go out and get sponsorships for various, so products like that.
So a lot of times, when you go out to schools where they get their signs in this, says Pepsi, Coca-Cola, whoever.
Too far off our topic and agenda. We can have that be one that can be looked at.
Yeah, we can look into that.
Additional discussion regarding the fee. Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Mann?
Yes.
Trustee Gerger?
Yes.
Trustee Fountain?
Yes.
Trustee Mao?
Yes.
Trustee Churchill?
Yes.
Follow-up to that, item 2 is a resolution approving CMT Work Order 1704 for the elevated and ground storage tank painting. Do I have a motion?
Make that motion.
Second. Trustee Mann has made a motion, trustee Fountain, second. We have discussion regarding the CMT proposal.
I put on board docs what their proposal was, what their pricing was, what they were expecting to be able to do for that, so.
Madam Clerk, would you take a vote?
Trustee Mann?
Yes.
Trustee Gerger?
Yes.
Trustee Fountain?
Yes.
Trustee Mao?
Yes.
Trustee Churchill?
Yes. Item 3, is an intergovernmental agreement between the Springfield Sangamon County Regional Planning Commission and the Village of Chatham regarding plat officer designation. Can I have a motion to accept this intergovernmental agreement?
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Churchill's made a motion, second by trustee Mann. Questions regarding the intergovernmental, this is the plat officer we discussed. Hearing none. Madam Clerk?
Trustee Mann?
Yes.
Trustee Gerger?
Yes.
Trustee Fountain?
Yes.
Trustee Mao?
Yes.
Trustee Churchill?
Yes. Item 4 is a resolution accepting the lowest responsible bids for the Village of Chatham water distribution material. Have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second. Trustee Fountain has made a motion, second by trustee Mann. Pat?
We put the bids, Shane put items out for bids. I think there was 4 different, I don't know if you can pull it. I don't remember right off the top of your head.
Yep. You want this one? For the bid? Or what?
That one. Yeah.
Zoom in.
We had Midwest meter, Schulte, Illinois meter, those 3 bid. Those are the ones that bid most of the time in this area. And then Shane had different items to turn around, put in what quantity he needed, and then these were the unit prices, and the ones that were the lowest, sorely put in here so you can see how much each one of the items are, and what the total bid was for those parts.
And I assume this is still within his budget for these items?
Yeah.
And is it something that is based off of, I'm assuming, past years, or is this like a 6-month supply, or is it for the entire year? Do you know offhand?
I do not.
Okay.
I know they like to keep a certain amount of stuff
In stock?
and we've done a lot of work over the last year with the flushing program and changing. We had valves closed, we had things that were broken. We turned around, we fixed a lot of that stuff, and I think this is to restock, so that in case we have a water main break, we have the stuff on hand that we don't have to go out looking for.
So are we getting each of those items from the different companies?
Yeah, the ones where you see the bids here.
Yeah.
Like those are coming from,
Meter.
Oh, this is Midwest meter.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what their bids were.
Okay.
So, Illinois meter is getting this, and this.
Okay.
Schulte, we're getting this and this. And then the other ones from Midwest meter are these.
Okay, so that was, okay, fine.
You'll send out bids, and you'll have 3 different guys, and they'll give just a little bit different on each one.
So, do we track failure rate? Well, I like seeing that we're purchasing Mueller equipment, that's made in Decatur, right? For those that didn't know, Mueller Foundry in Decatur.
Those items are everywhere.
Do we track the failure rate of certain equipment as it fails over the years? Like, let's just, Mueller seems to have more failures than the other brand. Do we have any way of knowing that over a period of time, we know that that's really probably not the right solution or the right brand for us to be purchasing? I know that's a little bit off topic of this, but it does kind of fit in.
We do track water main breaks and where they're at and what it took to replace those. But you're right, if we have a hydrant someplace that all of a sudden starts leaking, we don't keep, I don't think we keep a running total of those, no. We have very few failures, to tell you the truth. The water main break that we had the other day was right there at the entrance of Cottonwood and Route 4. The thing that made it tough was that it was in the state route, and the pavement is extra thick. There's concrete on the aprons, so we had to call in Petersburg Plumbing to help us with, they've got a big machine that can bust through the concrete, so they were able to get through. We got it taken care of in about 6 hours. Very few people were out of water. So, the police did a fantastic job of helping us with traffic control, because we did have a lot more traffic on Route 4 for the Sweet Corn Festival. So the guys working right out there always said they felt safe. The police were there. Our new Baxter helped a lot. It's all lit on the back side, so they were able to have that there with the flashing arrow pointing to use this lane over here. So, but all in all, I think the stuff that we put in the ground is pretty good. Especially since we switched to plastic. The stuff that's breaking now is the old ductile iron stuff that we still had, and that's what's on 6. It was a 4-inch line that was on the east side of Route 4. There's a 10-inch plastic line on the west side of Route 4, and there's about maybe a dozen customers that have taps off that 6-inch line. Me and Shane talked about it the other day. We need to just bite the bullet and re-tap the 10-inch, run the services over there, and take that 6-inch out of service. It's going to break. It's broke pretty much all the way from AJ's, now all the way down to Cottonwood, different spots. It's probably broke 4 times along there. It's time to take it out of service.
Okay, additional? Okay, then.
Trustee Mann?
Yes.
Trustee Gerber?
Yes.
Trustee Fountain?
Yes.
Trustee Mao?
Yes.
Trustee Churchill?
Yes.
Okay. Public comment regarding village business. Mrs. Jeff.
Well, I sort of asked my question, but I don't know that I got an answer. How is the resolutions and ordinances put together? Are they spot read? Are they just put together by the law office? How are they done?
It depends and it varies. These would have been drafted by Greg in our office and would have sent them to Pat. We just kind of went back and forth on them from there.
So they are proofread to a certain extent, but not to a certain extent.
Well, yeah, I mean, something like, that number change would have been difficult to catch unless you went back and specifically looked at that.
Yeah, I got those probably 6 o'clock Friday night.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I didn't have anything with me to verify that the number that was there was the correct one.
And again, I take responsibility. I was out on vacation all last week, so Greg was filling in for, typically I would have drafted those documents, so.
Thank you. Scheduled meetings, August 3rd is the zoning board of appeals, August 8th, the regular village board meeting, followed by the committee of the whole, August 14th, public parks, properties and recreation, August 17th, planning commission, and the ADA transition at August 24th.
And just to note that August 24th is not the normal time that we have met. Normally it's the 3rd Tuesday, however, there were going to be 2 of us who were not going to be there, so we did reschedule it to the August 24th date.
I'd like to add on the 8th. I will not be at our regular meeting on the 8th. I will not be here. out.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, I will not be here, August 8th either. Are you gonna be gone? I was gonna call out, are you gonna be
I
gone?
won't be, hopefully I won't have cell signal where I'm going.
You're on vacation. You're going to UK?
I do need a motion to move to closed session for personnel under 2C1, setting appointments and salaries, discussion of security procedures, exemption 2C8, and a review of closed session minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Fowler made a motion, second by trustee Mao. All in favor?
Do you anticipate any action when you come back?
There's nothing on the agenda.
Someone said that we were down.
And just for the minutes, the closed session minute review is under 2C21.
You said 21.
Yes.
Didn't we just review some minutes? 6 months?
It's been a while.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.